How you guys doing? Welcome back. Today is Sunday, 10/10/21, Swingcast 160 or 170 something. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. We're going to talk about technical analysis today and 8 absolute bangers of some technical plays for you. If you haven't checked out my weekend review when it comes to sectors I'm watching and indexes I'm watching, watch that here first. Make sure you know what the macro markets look like. From what I can tell, possible redder Monday and Tuesday, hopefully a good bounce Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Energy is streaking, but utilities, industrials, and basic materials look the best for sector focus. Secondly, the class is available 25 lessons. 5 are posted on Saturday. Start here at lesson 1. Go through, watch the whole thing, watch the ones that you like. In the description box will be chapter notes and all those. You can skip around, find what you like, go in order. It's a free class for you to use and get better at trading with. Third, I'll announce the winner of the giveaway tomorrow. No giveaway today. It is in fact Sunday football. It is halftime of the Green Bay game. I gotta get ready for the Browns game. I'm not turned up enough. Alright, I gotta get this show done sober and then I can go watch my team. So let's get right into it. Go check out the class. Lastly, good boy, the Discord is available down below. We have an alert coming out, hopefully 10:18 to 10:20. You'll love it if you check out my Twitter. Got some examples, deadly accurate, will help you guys get better at trading. We also have early access to all the classes there. You also get access to me, access to all the things that we do for the community. 25 newsletters in the morning, 25 at night. It's the best bang for your buck out there, honestly. You don't have to join. I'll be here for free always, but you want that extra bit of content, bit of hand-holding, bit of help. You want to accelerate your trading, I can almost guarantee you'll make you more than what you pay us. It's as easy as that. It's pretty cheap. It's about, 3 cups of coffee for the whole month. You can come check us out. And it's free until 11/1, so come check it out. With that being said, let's get right into this technical analysis and check out what we're looking at into this week's trading. So I had to click some buttons there. Let's just get right into it. So first is AKTS, an easy horizontal play. If you are new here, our supports are white, our resistances are orange. Our small resistances and small supports that are temporary ones for some plays are dotted. Resistance trend lines are dotted. Supporting trend lines, as you'll see, are dotted and golden. These two white bold ones is where 70% of action happens. This is exactly where the most volume happens as well. This is given to you by Volume Profile. I don't have the time now to cover Volume Profile on Sunday football time, but you can watch this class right here. 45 minutes of great content on this, a brand new tool I can guarantee you will open up your trading to brand new heights and brand new levels. Go check it out. Thank me later, for sure. AKTS, if easy support play. There's no real strong convergence given there's no trend line, but if we zoom out, as I always like to do, zooming out is so important. Do it. 10 years, check it out. This area we're headed to has been pivotal in almost the entire existence of this trading on the stock since 2016. This is a very strong support area. If it breaks down, guess what? We're going for 525. If it lives here, we're going to be going in right about now. Very low risk, very high reward. Sure, you're risking 4 or 5%. A full move is almost 30%. That in itself is 6-1, as my cat once saw the Nugglies today. Good boy. I know your bell's probably all over my camera right now. Easy play, 6-1, great support. Volume Profile down here is holding us. Small support down here you may be seeing, but anywhere below $7.90, $8 is a great purchase for AKTS. Check how it reverses though. It takes time to consolidate. It takes time to consolidate. It takes time to consolidate. It takes some days to consolidate. Don't catch a falling knife. Let's let this show us what it wants to do. You are the master of your own decisions. No point rushing in here. Let's see what it does into this week. And if we see some green, I would go long then. Let's check the indicators. What's so cool about this channel is I actually don't scan with or check indicators before I do this show. So you're going to see live what a veteran sees with email lines, Vortex, Stochastic, and RSI. These are the great ones you can use. These show you 4 things: trend, momentum, volume, and volatility. That's only 4 things an indicator can show you. I use these 4 to give me the icing on my cake, the cake being technical analysis. Let's check them out together. AKTS, off the bat, I don't love the 10 EMA run-ups here. They're not bad. You can see it does break down quite a few times either way. So I'm not going to wait for a 10 EMA cross for confirmation of a move. You certainly can. It has some good ones, right? It does have some good runs, but it's not perfect. This is just, again, a very good sign of value down here. Love what I see. RSI at 26, definitely oversold. Again, would have made money here. would have made, temporary money here, 5-6%. Same with here, we made a small move up. Every time it would be at least green, at least break even. I like what I see. Stochastic, -70, no divergence, but it is low. And again, bulls are low, bears are high. With Vortex, you can buy in a crossover like this, or you can buy when bulls are on sale just like this as well. AKTS is everything you want to see in an easy horizontal play. Sure, you would wish that the EMA lines were there for some convergence. Maybe you had a trend line in there, but again, a very easy play. I love what I see. AKTS watch listed into this week. Next is BTRS, a super easy wedge down play here. You may not see the actual wedge itself on screen, but you can see it's super duper consistent. We have yet to see consolidation like this at the bottom. We have yet to see any type of consolidation at the bottom. Very consistent, and it's holding up with this support. Again, we're risking 3 or 4%. You want to be real bold, 5% at most. For a breakout, you could easily see 15. The POC is 30%. That's very gravitational. We have huge reward, very little risk. It's a holdings company, do your research. Not much action before. It is a newer IPO, obviously. But this is such a gorgeous wedge down. If we get a breakout, it may take weeks, it may take months, but you may have a fantastic long-term hold. If it does break out, like it did over here, it can be a very easy day trade. This thing does have some pretty crazy volatility on some days. I love what I see with this consolidation. Let's check the indicators together. The 200 is going to be a hard resistance, obviously. Same with the 50. Once we're over that 50, we'll be good to go. It is important to note, though, the lower this 50 gets to this 10, and that 10 crosses over, we will be golden. There's not horrible 10 run-ups. Look at great 10 run-up. Plenty of runs over the 10 here. Great run-up over the 10. That's what I use a 10 for, is for just short-term, ride-ups. We have that here. No breaks. Looks great. You can wait for that. You'll be good to go. RSI 45. It makes sense going sideways and no consolidating. Makes sense and it's logical. No real divergence. It's just going sideways. -40 is your bare minimum for a good value. We have that. Bulls did just cross red, so we may see a red Monday or Tuesday. But once we see the Vortex hit about 0.75, we should be good to go. BTRS is everything you want for a wedge play. It's going down. It's a great value. Historically strong support area. And again, we have not seen this type of consolidation yet, and now we're starting to see it. BTRS, easy play to watch in this week. If we have some green that the markets run, this bad boy could be absolutely insane. I would definitely watch list it. Next is Cal, another very simple support play. We're giving up convergence. And again, my definition of convergence in that lesson you can watch is supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, and EMA lines. All that with the other indicators coming together to give us layers of support. We don't really have that here. The volume profile does give us some support with this line here, but there's no trend supporting. Yeah, you could definitely, show some trend lines down and try and fit it, but you're just lying to yourself if you're trying to make stuff fit here. But if you were to zoom out, you would see that this is a very pivotal spot. I look for these things. I take hours to do this. This is a very pivotal $21 area. It stops action here. It starts action here. We can go higher. We can go lower. So when Peter Lynch says, how low can this get? The answer is 0. Don't fall in love with it. Have a stop loss. Cal has a very good stop loss area. It's very clear if we lose this area of 2 or 3%, we're going to be coming back down to these historically low areas probably. But if it lives, very easy bounce. Again, a small move is about 8%, risking 2 or 3. 4-1 for a support play. It's a very easy read. Historically strong spot. Let's check the indicators together, my sweet baby angels. 200s being a resistance, not much of one. It's not really important. The 50 is what you're looking for. Once we get a 50 cross, see how it gets stopped all this action? Once we get a 50 cross, we're good to go. 10 run-ups, they work. They're not great. I mean, you have some really good run-ups as a good confirmation of a move and a small directional change for trend. Waiting for 10 cross works, but I think this is a great value purchase. RSI 42, we're going sideways, it makes sense. Stochastic, no true divergence, -27. I want it a bit lower. Give me that volume profile line. And then bulls low, bears high, but that crossover is coming soon. If we get that crossover like we did over here, see how it crossed right here? See the vertical action? Crossed over, green. Over here, crossover, green. You can wait for that if you want to, but I want to buy into some value here. Cal is a very easy support play. It's very much like the same as AKTS. You don't have fantastic divergence, but that support play in itself is absolutely beautiful. I would definitely watch this CAL this week. Let's see what it does. Next is GES, Guess Inc. We actually played Guess in the run-up here, and now we're back down to support. Again, if we zoom out, which I tell folks to always do, not the most pivotal spot, but again, we can see resistance, support, part of a gap down, perfect resistance right there. we can see again that this spot we're coming into is historically strong. Maybe it's a little bit stronger, a bit lower towards maybe 1982. What a year. So if this does dip to 1982, look to possibly buy back in. But on this time frame, once again, it's just a very easy support play. With the sell-off we've been having, with the choppiness, we have a lot more support plays than we used to with the uptrends. It is what it is. We can see you're risking 3 to 4% maybe to make hopefully around 12 or 13. Easy 3 to 1. Could be a 4 to 1, possibly a 5 to 1, just a bit lower, maybe towards 2044. What are you going to be giving up? Almost nothing to make a huge run because Gus does have some big moves. Lowest support play, very easy read. Let's check out the indicators together. 200 is going to be your biggest resistance, as we can see. Crossing over the 50, your first real sign of life. You know, you have some pretty good 10 run-ups. It does get over the 10 and run up fairly well. Nothing too pure here, so I wouldn't wait for a crossover over that, which means your only option then is buying into value. Value down here, 2070, makes a lot of sense down here. RSI, low, love it. Stochastic, low, love it. No true divergence. I mean, you have a small bullish one here, unless it keeps breaking down farther. But again, that's a small bullish divergence currently. Love what I see. Bulls just crossed under. So probably see again another red day, 1 or 2 days. It may come down a little bit lower. And until we see some life, I would enter it. But once that green does show some life, we'll be good to go. GES, a very easy support play. Love what I see. Make sure you do the opportunity cost with your due diligence with fundamentals. So far, AKTS, GES, and CAL are all support plays. What has the best risk versus reward? What has the best fundamentals? Which one do you feel the most confident with giving up? You know, it costs $100 compared to 20 or 30. Make sure you do the opportunity cost while weighing these in that process. But GES should definitely watch this into this week. Next is LPRO. I love LPRO. Every time it hits 33.50, I buy in and I always make money. LPRO again. Over here, worthless. Massive run-up that we were playing off of in the early November, and now we're going sideways. It's just making a nice big old channel for us. What else could you want? Again, your best spot to buy into is probably towards 32 bucks. It doesn't come down here often, and it's showing life already right about here. Again, we're risking 6%. A full move is almost a 5 to 1. A bad move is 4 to 1. A good move is about 5 to 1 here as well. Little resistance in the middle here. Very quick moves. It could get volatile. But for a more veteran trader, I just love this channel. It's so easy to play off of. You may be holding this stock for maybe, 30, 40 days for a full move. But in this market, I mean, you could easily see moves like this as well. And one day I'm doing 21%. This thing can absolutely print. But again, have a stop loss. Don't get too risky. Let's do the indicators. If they're going sideways, it'll show consolidation. 200 shows me that. Going sideways, we definitely have consolidation. Look at the 10 run-ups, though. Pretty clean. When it gets over the 10, it does pretty clean run-ups, at least to the first resistance. We want to wait for a 10 crossover, and we give up about 2% to see that. Fine in my book, but down here, absolute value. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. No divergence. It all checks out. Bulls low, bears high. LPRO, again, make sure to do your due diligence. Weigh it against GES. Weigh it against AKTS. Weigh it against CAL. What support play do you like the most? I watched that into this week, but again, all those are fantastic. LPRO is my personal favorite. I love what I see. I would definitely watch list it. Next, LQDT. A great trend up. No real great resistance trend line at all. But again, this thing's been absolutely printing. It's been up here before. It came down, coming back up now. I don't love that there's a lack of resistance trend line here. I don't really see one. Again, we had a great one over here, and then it broke out. So again, we're just going to go off of the supporting trend line itself, which has been doing fantastic recently. Very easy support play. It's showing some life here. Again, I want it 3-4% lower. So if tomorrow's red, my eyes are on LQDT to look for an entry if I like it. We have great convergence with the trend line here and the support coming together. Very low risk. And again, even here, risking 4% to hopefully make about 2 to 1 just hit this resistance. It makes a full move to the Von profile line. It's almost a 4 to 1 play. LQDT, great support. Love what I see. Let's check the indicators. The 200 is going to be a resistance, as we can see. Support, 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 support. Looks great. And now it's going to be a resistance above us. The 10 run-ups, really pure. Look at that. Over the 10, doesn't break down. Over the 10, no breaks. Over the 10, no breaks. So once you get a 10 crossover, I'll definitely look to go long at that point. So waiting for that makes a whole lot of sense here. RSI low, stochastic low, bulls low, bears high. It checks every box, but no divergence, but that's okay. LQDT, super simple uptrend play. I think we can get a bit lower, but right here, I love what I'm seeing. Once we get that 10 EMA crossover, I would definitely go long for sure. I like what I'm seeing here. But I would definitely watch this LQDT this week. Next is MRVI. MRVI, we called it almost 5 or 6 times over here. As we can see, it worked to our advantage. Now we're seeing a nice big old sell-off right back in this trend line. Again, historically, it's a newer IPO. It bounces off this trend line. Will this trend line hold after this big move? We're going to see. Old resistance area from 40 to 39 becomes a support, question mark. It was a support here. Well, and there's a resistance again over here. Will it be a support once again? We are consolidating. Again, if it breaks down 3 or 4%, oh no, oh no. But right here, easy 3-to-1 move, just like you say in this channel, consolidate sideways. A breakout be even better. MRVI, like LQDT, no pure resistance trend line, but I love what I see for the supporting factors behind it. Let's check the indicators. 200 was a support. Now it's going to be a resistance, as we can see. Same with the 50 for sure. They'll both be resistances. 10 run-ups. They're pretty pure here. Not made breakdowns at all. Once we cross over that 10, we should be good to go. Love either for buying off value, which we have, or crossover. Both work fine for entries. RSI, it's low. Stochastic low, no divergences, lower lows, lower highs. Makes sense. Bulls low, bears very high. Selling has to stop eventually. I think it's going to stop soon, and bulls will take over. MRVI, technically, I love it. I mean, you want a resistance trend line, but when there isn't one, it is what it is, right? We lose that pattern behind it, but that support in itself is still there. MRVI, I would watch list it. I love what I see. Last and certainly not least is SGMO. Yes, this resistance trend line, you can draw whatever you want. It's all very subjective. I just drew it from here because we can see lower lows across the board and lower highs across the board. What I'm watching is this supporting trend line though. Bounce, 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 bounce. It's very pure. We're seeing life again. Sure, you missed the best value probably, but again, a breakout is going to give you massive success, 17, 18%. Even just hitting the support resistance trend line, it's still 7%, and you're risking what? 4 here. Almost 2-to-1 just to stay in pattern here. Yes, I want it a little bit lower. I'll watch it for its, I'm going to watch it myself here. But again, you have a nice little baby triangle forming here. If it breaks out, we'll be good to go. Ride that momentum. Maybe there's a resistance trend line in here. When it comes to EMA lines, we can go off of. But this pattern itself is gorgeous. Great value. If we zoom out, once again, this support is absolutely legendary historically. It has a lot of action that bounces off it and near it. Even has a gap down. Right, this thing is absolutely pure when it comes to support. If it's going to bounce anywhere, it's probably going to be here. Let's check the indicators. What EMA line is holding us back? Obviously, it's going to be the 50 here. See how that 50 has stopped a bunch of action? Once we break over that, we're good to go. 10 run-ups, they're okay. I wouldn't wait for a crossover, but we already have one happening here. If we do go long, use that 10 area as a stop loss. I'd probably put a stop loss at 875 myself, risking 1%. And if it breaks down, I'm just going to buy in lower. But again, all trend lines pointing down. Once we break that 200, we're going to be golden. 44, love it. Obvious bullish divergence. You have lower lows, but you also have higher lows. That checks out here. Bulls low, bears high. SGMO, I love what I'm seeing. It's a fantastic wedge down. This one looks great. I mean, I don't think there's many other better wedge downs. Maybe BTRS from today looks fantastic as well. But I would definitely watch this season this week. Let's see what they do. There you guys have it. I don't want to talk too fast, but it is Sunday football. It's the one day of the week I allow myself to eat chicken wings and like drink soda and beer and like watch and relax. I work every other day of the week on this and my actual job. Otherwise, have a good rest of your week. Come check out the Discord. Come check out my community. Come check out others traders. I don't care what you do. Have a good week. I love all of you. Love it. Thank you. Have a good rest of your week. Go Browns. Yeah.